My wife, who I was married to for 26 years, passed away in 2020. How do I get my adult children,
Ooh.
daughter 32 and son 22, to understand me dating someone new? We've had a lot of questions like this before, right? Someone who has adult children dating, going back into the dating game again. So any advice for that type of situation, Dr. Ray?
I recently had clients who met each other, dated for about a year, and both of their spouses had passed away. And surprisingly, what they thought were adult children who would understand this, his side and her side didn't understand it. They didn't like it. They didn't want it. This is disloyal to mom. This is disloyal to dad. How could you do this? Several things here. If the question is, how do I get them to understand? That's the harder question. Because whatever their own emotions are, whatever they're telling themselves, probably will not soften, only with time. That's one. Two, he can tell them, and I'm sure he has, but he can give it one more run if he wants to, which is, I loved your mother. She was my partner for life. Your mom passed away. Okay, I still have years of life left, and I would like to be with someone, and I met a wonderful person. Give her a chance. I'm asking you just to give her a chance. She's not a replacement for mom. Nobody can replace mom. And she knows that, by the way.
Right.
Now, the other thing I would do, depending upon how hostile the kids are, I've seen some really hostile kids. It's not a matter of, gee, dad, I don't understand what you're doing. It's, gee, dad, you're ticking me off, and I'll never accept that woman. Okay. Now, if it's that bad, what they're doing is they're forcing him to choose. They're basically saying, dad, you can have a relationship with us if you ditch your relationship with her. He may have to say, that's blackmail. That's emotional blackmail, guys. And I hope you come around. That's what my client did. He told his kids, whom, by the way, he thought he was very close to. He told them, this is a wonderful woman. Your mother had dementia for many years, and I took care of her. This woman is someone I relate to well. She's a Christian woman. If you're going to do this to me, I want to tell you, I'm not going to break up with her. So you'll have to decide what you're going to do. And he said that in my office. And as far as I know, what happened was the kids kind of threw up their hands and went, well, we're going to have to learn to accept her. And the interesting thing was, she was a beautiful person. Not if he was just dating her, had never been married, they would love her. They would absolutely love her. The problem was they interpreted all this. How could you do this to mom? And there's a bit of selfishness on adult kids' parts who do that.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because it's obviously, looking at it from this perspective, right? From the perspective of the person who, of the widower, or of the widower, right? It's, yeah, obviously, he has many years left of life, and he wants to love someone again, right? And it's completely understandable. And then I think of like, oh, well, what if my dad tried to remarry, right? If my mom passed away, what if my dad, right? And then I think to myself, okay, that's a whole different conversation, right? Because it's my dad, right? But I think it's on the flip side, right? How do you, if you're in the situation of the kids, right? How do you learn to accept that, right?
You don't have to like it. You don't have to say, gee, my preference is that dad wouldn't do this. Okay, you can say that. But to say to your father, I'm not sure I'll ever accept her, and there will be a definite cooling of our relationship if you do this, that's blackmail, and that's wrong. Okay? And that just is. And if I were in that situation, Tony, first of all, I'm pretty convinced I would never remarry, because I told my wife, you spoiled me rotten, and no other woman could live up to the way you spoiled me. And I'll kick my coverage, okay, using a football analogy. But if I were to do that, and I have 10 kids, I think they variously accept it. Some of them would accept it easily. Some would be just like, I got to shut my mouth because I don't like what dad's doing. I wouldn't accept them dictating to me what I am permitted to do in the latter years of my life.
Mm.
I wouldn't. And I guess I would say, this is my personality. I would say, well, gee, I don't want to lose this relationship with you, but you're the one who's losing it, not me.